Vienna, 1908.
The limits of my language are the limits of my world. When will you understand this? Everything is mathematics.
Bertrand Russell to the audience.
An unknown German man appeared at Cambridge speaking poor English, but refusing to speak German. Wittgenstein said to me, "Do you think I'm an absolute idiot?" I said, "Why, my good man, I have no way of knowing." He said to me, "Because if I am, I shall become an aeronaut. If not, I shall become a philosopher." I said, "My dear fellow, I do not know if you are an absolute idiot. However, write me an essay on any philosophical topic that interests you. I will read it and I will tell you."
The world is the totality of facts, not things. Will it fly?
Lady Ottoline Morrell was an English aristocrat who preferred literary artists. She was eccentric, flamboyant, possessive, generous and unconventional, and with a lust for men. And did we mention tall, 6 feet of ornate, gaudy, unconventional costumes that drew curious looks, even on the streets of London, and an imposing attitude. Once, she was in Paris, returning from Florence with her mother, when her mother bought her a pearl necklace that belonged to Maria Antoinette.
He wanted to study physics with Boltzmann in Vienna. He'd heard that Boltzmann said the new science of aeronautics required both heroes and geniuses. He wanted to be thought of as such. The most important things cannot be said. Russell, we can talk and explain all we like. We can talk about Schrödinger and quantum theory after making love. But at the end of the day, Bertie, all the philosophy, science and art cannot explain the love I have to give.
It cannot be said. I just have to hold your hand and let the silence speak of my love. Only my touch, which is silent, and my smile can explain my thoughts of you.
What is he saying? These continentals are so exotic, Bertie. And he is now a peasant from the ruling class, Russell.
As soon as I read the first sentence, I became persuaded that he was a man of genius, and assured him that on no account should he become an aeronaut.
Sprache ist kein Bild, kein Bild. Es ist ein Werkzeug. Sie ist ein Spiel. Es ist die Logik, die Mathematik.
Es ist
die Wirklichkeit Welt beschreibt.
Die Wirklichkeit Welt beschreibt.
Sprache ist kein Bild, kein Bild. Sprache ist ein Werkzeug.
dear Ludwig, you are a fine example of homeschooling.
I was refused entry to a real gymnasium. I failed their belief system. Their belief system.
Well, again, Ludwig, you have not read the Greeks.
Oh, fiddlesticks, Bertie. The answers are with Dostoevsky and Tolstoy. And with you and Frege. Who needs the ancients? Bertie, you moved logic forward. As astronomy came from astrology and chemistry came from alchemy. That is my point.
So Aristotle was obsolete, just like Descartes, Leibniz, Spinoza, Locke, Hume, Hegel, Mill?
Yes, absolutely. Yes, absolutely correct.
None of which you have read, Ludwig.
Correct again, Russell. One doesn't have to read them. It's not in the words, it's in the meaning.
No great philosopher has ever been so ignorant of his subject. Can this be said? You gave money to artists anonymously. Can this be said? You had 7 grand pianos as a child. How many does a child need? You entertained Brahms and Mahler. How selfish, Ludwig.
I was a child, too busy with constructions.
Bertrand Russell to the audience.
Virginia said to me one day, I was so overwhelmed by her beauty that I felt as if I was suddenly deep in the ocean and heard the mermaids fluttering on the rocks. She had masses of red hair, cheeks soft as pillows. Virginia said she struck me as far less foolish than I had expected. She said she is more of a marvel than a woman, a legendary but lovable relic from a bygone age. I couldn't agree more.
Russell zu Ottolein.
My dear, what do you know about philosophy and logic? You can barely boil water without your house staff.
I was called every name, from an old hag to obsessed with sex mania to a corrupt Cephist. My dresses were not dirty and I was not insolent to guests. I was hurt greatly. I was.
My goal is to clean up philosophy. It has always been a dirty occupation. Clean it up like a businessman clears off his desk. I want to purify the world of music, art, architecture, and only languages makes it so. Organizations, you see. The solution is organization of the mind. Philosophy is just a byproduct of misunderstanding language.
We must write it all down, Ludwig.
Not until it is perfect.
I find it impossible to follow your complex logic. Indeed, proving that something cannot be known seems to be your joy.
Beyond doubt, Ludwig. Not all things are as they should be. When I was pregnant, it was an assault upon my person, a burden, the breaking into my existence by an unknown foreigner. A creature of ill repute, a child with no manners.
I'm going to live in Norway for some time.
Oh dear, it will be dark, Ludwig.
I hate daylight.
You'll be lonely.
I prostitute my mind talking to people.
You're mad.
God preserve me from sanity.
God bless his unsound mind.
Gott segne seinen schwachen Verstand.